everybody. This is Dr. Dan 𝐒𝐫𝐤. Welcome back to another segment of Destination Health Podcast. You should have heard the conversation that Dr. Irene and I were having before we came on. It was hysterical, but I want to welcome everybody back. We have Dr. Irene on today. We have a masterclass coming up. Couple hours, Dr. Irene. So how are you today?
I am awesome. Thank you, Dr. Dan. How are you?
That's good. Did you like my joke? Was it pretty funny? You were hysterical, weren't you?
I was. Everyone, you need to be in the green room before our calls because
well, I think we'll do a green room segment at one point in time.
Yes.
Because those conversations are kind of crazy. Anyway. So for those of you who have been living underneath a rock or on Route 9 here in Freehold in New Jersey, Dr. Irene is the founder of the Stress to Success 𝐼.F.T Institute, helps purpose-driven high achievers go from stress to success in all aspects of life. She blends Eastern and Western medicine, medical doctor, doctor of chiropractic. You do it all, Dr. Irene. You really do it all. Extensive training in neuroplasticity, acupuncture, elite performance psychology, stress management, resilience. As I said, we have a masterclass coming up today, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. 3 mindfulness techniques to help high achievers. Tell us about this. What is this all about?
Love to, Dr. Dan, and thank you for having me on again. So
you are #1 on the Destination Health Podcast by far. Nobody's coming
Don't make
close.
everyone else feel bad, though. Don't make everyone else feel
I'm getting phone calls the last couple of days. They're like, there's the competition going on right now. They want to knock you out of the box for that. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was almost Canadian. Good job.
Yeah,
good
I'm
job.
learning.
So it actually, when my team and I get together, and Dr. Dan is now on my team officially as Director of Business Development for the Stress to Success 𝐼.F.T Institute. Am I allowed to say that?
I think you can, because I think it was official. The paperwork was signed, sealed, and delivered. I'm waiting for my first check of $4 million by tomorrow at noon. I think it is.
All right. We'll do that.
There's a lot of silence on that one.
Put it out to the universe. Right?
Yes.
All right. So the team and I get together every single week. And as you know, Dr. Dan, because you're privy to that, we decide, it's like, okay, so what are we hearing from our people? What are their questions? What are their concerns? And the last couple of weeks, we had some hot seat sessions, that retrain your brain hot seat sessions,
which were amazing. Sorry to interrupt, but I had to say it, which were incredible.
Yes. And because it's a beautiful way for listeners to get one-to-one coaching with me and deep dive into a specific concern of theirs. And at the same time, one thing that has been coming up over and over and over again are the challenges that everyone is facing with this. Do we call it the new normal, the new abnormal, the chronic stress and strain of the last couple of years? And it's really getting to everyone. And we have clients who are professionals, high achievers, and they're feeling the effects, and it's impacting their work. It's impacting their life, their family, their relationships. And so we were basically asked to give what are some easy, fast ways that we can quickly reset our focus, our productivity, just bring our brain back online, because the brain fog is just, out of this world. And so we came up with 3 quick mindfulness strategies that you can do basically anytime, anywhere, and just in less than 10 minutes to quickly reset you, so that you can ground and center, so that you can as I love to say, free up your focus, power up your productivity, and optimize your brain function. You know, those 100 billion brain cells that make us so amazing geniuses and unique, right? It's like, how many of us feel like they've just been wiped offline and we can't think straight, right?
Correct.
So this is getting that genius back on track, getting it back online. And so this is what we're doing today.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to this. And the hot seat.
And I can't tell you what it is, Dr. Dan, because you got to come to the meeting.
You have to come to the meeting. All right. That's the first thing. And that's important to do. What's the link? https://drIrene.life/masterclass. Did I get that right?
You did, Dr. Dan.
Isn't that pretty amazing?
Impressed.
So I'll have that in our show notes because we're going to put this out right away. So it is a stressful time, and we need something to break our pattern. And in order to break the pattern, you know, you have wonderful, great techniques that can help out, and they help out significantly. And, you know, everybody knows my story with this, where I was resistant, but, you know, it helps me out and it helps my son out, which is pretty amazing, coming from a 14-year-old that has been diagnosed with ADHD. I don't know if that's a correct diagnosis anymore. The techniques have just really helped him out so much. And what happens is that come to this masterclass, see what it's all about. It's important to come along and, you know, let us help you. We're here to serve you. We want to serve you. We want to help you out. So come on in, even if you stay for half an hour, right, Dr. Irene? You know, you're busy. See what it's all about, because we have coming up, we have a challenge coming up, right? And then we have a boot camp coming up where we're going to do a deeper dive into Dr. Irene's work. And we're going to make sure that, you know, we're going to make sure that you can take it to the next level.
And register, even if it's just to get the recording.
That's right. Because if you can't make it today, you can just register and you can get the recording, which is awesome too, because it'll be emailed to you a little bit later on in the evening. You go in, there it is. You're happy. Kids are running around. Instead of watching the news and reading the newspaper, you know, you can listen to our masterclass. So you're not going to give us anything about it, not even one little iota, just a little something, something, Dr. Irene.
A little something, something, Dr. Dan. Like,
that's
really?
Pretty good. That's pretty good. New Jersey. Talk a little
is that,
something,
that
something.
Joycey?
Yeah, it's a little something, something, little something, something. Go ahead, tell us. Give us a little something, something for today.
All right. So the key is to know, like in mindfulness, I will say this. Mindfulness is a big term right now. And Jon Kabat-Zinn made it, I guess, like a household word almost. And he has his way that he teaches, and there are conventional ways of doing mindfulness. I can say that these are not the typical mindfulness tools and techniques that others teach. If anything, you do the tools, and the side effect is the mindfulness. And why is mindfulness so important? It's because when you are being mindful, you are anchored in the here and now, right? So you're not, you know, worrying about the future and, you know, if I can, you know, am I going to get that promotion or am I going to get fired? And you're not, you know, laboring over the fight that you had with your spouse or your coworker. Mm-hmm. In other words, you're not in the past, you're not in the future, you're right here, right now. Mm-hmm. And when that is the case, it lowers your stress level.
Yes.
Right. So that you can start to think straight and you can start to make, you know, come up with creative solutions and think logically and make good decisions and put those good decisions into action and to keep your emotions in check so that you can actually do what you're supposed to do and focus on what it is that you want to be doing. Right.
See, I'm focused listening to you. I'm focused listening to you, and my camera's going on and off here, but I didn't get upset. So anyway, so there you go. It works. You know, and seriously, I think, you know, back on my life, and I say the best decisions I've made, it's when I was calm and I had, you know, all the information and I was able to think clearly. And, you know, business decisions, you know, we all make, you know, pretty bad business decisions in our day. I've had my fair share. And the more stressed you are in making a business decision, that business decision is the worst. It really is the most terrible decision. And I was listening to a podcast besides our podcast, you know, I was listening to another podcast and they were interviewing Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he said, you got to be relaxed. You know, he's going on stage for the Olympia and so forth. He's relaxed. He's calm. That's how you can perform. You're chill, in other words, right? You know, and to get to that point, sometimes it is quite difficult. And it's interesting because when I had played football, you know, you can be all whatever in the locker room, but when I put that first foot onto the field, it was always my left foot, it was always at the 50-yard line. And it was calm. It was very calm. I knew what I was going to do. I knew what we needed to do to win and so forth and so on. So it's always been like that. You know, I used to call it organized chaos because there's a lot going on, you know, and I actually had this conversation with James, you know, he's a little bit too chill for me though before a game, but he's playing well. You know, I look at him and I say, "Urgh." He looks at me, goes, no, that's your thing. But he's very chill, Dr. Irene, and you've helped him out with that. And he goes out and he has a good time, you know, so a little bit different than I do it. But, you know, I've always performed at a very high level when I'm relaxed, if you will, and very calm. And
as we all do.
Right. And I'm aware of everything around me. So I think that's extremely important. So
absolutely, because when you're in stress, you're in survival mode, and your rock star executive team in your brain gets wiped out so that you can't think straight, right? That's not the time to be thinking when your unconscious mind perceives a threat, which is what stress is, right? It figures that you're being stalked by a saber-toothed tiger. Right. So you're supposed to be acting on instinct, but it's survival instinct. It's not necessarily what's going to help you in the future. It's what's going to keep me alive right here, right now. So that's why they're not necessarily the best decisions. And I agree with you completely. It's like my sons, when they were growing up, would be, you know, they thought what I did was frou-frou. They don't think that now. And at the time, my way of simplifying it for them was always make sure you're in a good place before you make a decision. Because if you're in a bad place, bad things are going to come out of it. And so they grew up with that saying. So it's the same idea. So the purpose of these 3 tools that I'm going to teach you, and they're just a few of the many that we use in our institute, is, you know, what is the fastest, easiest, most powerful way for you to ground and center, you know, in moments, seconds, minutes, so that you can not only feel calm, confident, and in control,
right,
that you can bring your A game. Right. And that's what I was teaching James. I can say that without breaking any confidentiality.
I give you permission.
That's why he's being so, you know, he's doing so phenomenally on the ice, in school, and everything, right? So it works for athletes, and I've taught these tools to top level athletes, and it works for C-suite, business owners, doctors. I needed these myself, and it parents, right? Moms, dads,
everybody, right?
That's the purpose of these, is to help everyone.
You said something before.
Okay.
We have a few more minutes, so I wanted to explore this a little bit. What was the term you used? Foo-foo or frou-frou? What was it?
Frou-frou.
Frou-frou. Right. I understand what that means.
Frou-frou. That's a highly technical term, Dr. Dan.
Yeah, it is a highly technical term that you think it's flaky, if you will.
Flaky, yes.
Yeah. So I could tell you, for the males that are out there, this is not flaky. And if I'm doing it, and I'm a guy, you know, Italian-American guy from northern New Jersey who grew up in North Newark and Bloomfield, it's not frou-frou, because I have interviewed special forces in all aspects, and they all do mindfulness. They all have some form of this where they complete a task, or they're ready for the day. That could be in business, that can be in your personal life, with your significant other, your children, your family, whatever that is. And if you can remember back to, yesteryear, where you were, maybe it was on the field, or it was something that you already visualized. You were like, I'm not going to lose. We're not going to lose this game. And you went through it in your mind. Dr. Irene is going to help you to move from stress to success in all aspects of your life. Because imagine being stressed and making financial decisions. And everybody had to make financial decisions over the last couple of years, right? Who's working, who's not working, who pivoted because they were relaxed and they were calm and they saw the bigger picture, right? I mean, that's important, right? And you have to get to that point, because if you don't, life could be extremely stressful. And then you go from, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Irene, you go from one issue to another issue to another issue. There's a spiral downward. I mean, this is going to help you out. So today at 12
There's
noon,
that phrase. There's that phrase, from the frying pan into the fire. Right. That's
right. My mother used that a lot when she was making Sunday dinner and she was frying the meatballs, So the meatballs were good. They weren't good, so good. They were delicious, right? Dr. Irene, little angel hair, little gravy or sauce, depending if you had some braciole, some sausage, some meat, all right, some nice Italian bread. There was a little vino on the table. I don't know. My brother-in-laws were always there. They were always eating, and, they were brother-in-laws back then. And so, yes, awesome sauce. So
awesome sauce. He doesn't eat like that way now, folks, just so you know.
Once a year.
At least he tells me he doesn't.
Once a year, I will eat that way, either on Thanksgiving or Christmas. The family has migrated to North Carolina to warmer weathers. Although it's 40, it's going to go up to 50 today here in New Jersey. All the snow is melting. And once a year, I don't eat the turkey or anything on Thanksgiving. My mother's homemade manigot, just give that to me, and I'm a happy camper. And I'll just sit there with a glass of Chianti and little ensalada, and I'm a happy guy. Maybe a little Italian bread too, because you got to dip it, in the salad or the sauce. Anyway.
Anybody else hungry? Listen,
anybody else hungry now?
He has me on a detox right now, folks. He has me on a detox.
And she's losing weight. And she's and she's looking great. Or greater than prior.
And he's talking all this food in front of me. Now, how nice is that?
Well, you're going to have a cheat meal in about 3 months. That's 3 months from now. Anyway, that could be your cheat meal. Anyway, 12 noon today. We're going to put the link into the show notes. Come visit us. If you can't, it's okay. We're going to send out the link. All right. I'm the director of business development, director of nutrition. It looks like director of chief fun officer and all of that.
Chief fun officer. That's his real title. But
I have multiple roles. Oh, I got to negotiate even more. I got to get my team to negotiate with your team. That's even better.
We have to put up with your humor. So I think that knocks it down to quite a few notches.
Oh, it actually brings it up higher. Anyway, so Dr. Irene, is there anything, I'm going to give you the last word, anything that you have to say prior to noon today?
Click the button and register.
Click the button and register. Want to thank everybody for listening. Click the button, even if you can't be there. It's going to be a good time. You're going to have fun. You're going to learn a lot, and it's going to be able to help you out. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you at noontime. Take care.